Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Night Owl Gaming Podcast edition of the Game Talk Podcast. My name is Master Frylock13. With the crew, we got Brimstone.
What's going on, fellas?
We lost Blue.
Blue sucks.
And we got Metro 3C. What's up, my buddy?
That is Slayer Metrox to you, and I will rip and tear your asshole.
Oh, Jesus. We're already starting with the anal jokes, one and done.
Come on, man. You can't not have me and not have an anal joke at least once.
Okay. Where did Blue go?
I don't know. I wish I could answer that.
Well, guys, we got a lot of topics tonight to cover. Short little time. We got a lot of controversy going on Twitch and on YouTube tonight. We got a stardom wrestler, 22 years old. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but offed herself because of bullying. Another Etika situation in that department over there. We got two games celebrating anniversaries. We got the legendary Solitaire. Solitaire literally is pushing 30, and we got Pac-Man turning 45, I believe 45. And we got a 300 hertz display coming from Razer on their laptops, world's first. And then we got Big Navi coming with the 6700 XT. So exciting times in the tech space because we are pushing the beyond the limits. So where do we want to start? Where do we want to start out with?
Just messaged me and he said his internet dropped. He'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Oh, well, big oops.
Oh, and if you guys didn't know this, Joe Rogan is going to exclusively be on Spotify. If anybody's looking for that, Spotify. Now that brings the question, is Spotify going for video platform at this point? Wouldn't it be interesting?
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I hope they do, dude. YouTube needs something to knock them off their ass, dude.
Spotify would be just the thing if they did video, because they could support.
I mean,
it.
Who better than to have over 1 billion clicks a month, dude? Like, holy shit, over a billion, and that's just for a few.
So
songs.
Joe Rogan with this deal, so he's going to continue out the rest of the year with on YouTube, and then he got paid, like, I believe in the ballpark of 100 million, something of the range, to be exclusive to Spotify for, I believe, 3 years. I think it is 3 or 4. Could be.
I say he'd do it for the rest of his career, because here's the thing: Spotify is built for on the go.
And the victory with that is Spotify went up $1 billion right after that, so they had enough to give to him. So,
because my thing is like everyone uses Spotify, whether it's free or paid, and YouTube is just so clunky the way they force shit in front of you before you can even watch the video.
Now, is the page live on YouTube? I want to make sure.
Yeah, it is. I'm already on it.
Cool, sweet deal.
So I think it's a good move for him.
Oh, absolutely.
Out of Spotify, if this goes well, they could have a gaming section for streaming. If they really want to pull, they can have the music. Everything me and Digital have been saying for a while, right? They could have where we pay a fee, and you can only listen to it on Spotify. We've been saying this for a while. You were saying this in our video you did for my channel where we were talking about the music fees and shit like that, how it would play out. It would be perfect.
I'd be down. Yeah, no, I'd be down because, like I said, they need somebody to knock YouTube off its ass, dude. Like, they're not helping anybody. They're allowing all this stupid shit to exist. If I upload a video explaining some catastrophe and giving my opinion on it, it would be taken down. But we can go ahead and attack people's sponsorships and whatnot and make life harder for them just because we disagree with their opinion.
Oh, are we talking about the It's a Gundam / Ethan and Keemstar shit?
We're talking about Pokimane and all that shit.
Oh, no, that's what I meant. I don't like mentioning Pokemon. Pokemon sucks.
Here's the thing. Like, I don't have any problem with Pokimane or It's a Gundam because I find both content creators interesting and entertaining in their own rights.
Right.
I don't really care for Keem, and I really can't fucking stand Ethan.
Same.
Like, I really.
Keemstar, dude, Keemstar, like, I already don't like the guy, but, like, I don't hate him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see the man go poor or have anything bad happen to him and his family, right?
Right.
And I don't want anything like that to happen to Ethan either, but, like, Ethan has literally become the very thing he hates in this world. And that is fucking sad.
Well,
isn't it something that they're getting desperate? Like, YouTube is dying. Like, if you've looked at their numbers, right? If you looked at all these big YouTubers, right? And even on Twitch, if you even look at the numbers, these people are dying, so they have to create some type of controversy, isn't it? Isn't it very?
Oh, dude, this controversy. I already looked at Ethan's his Social Blade shit, and he's gaining over 10,000 a day.
Right over it. Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
Over 10,000 subs a day. He should be losing subs for the hypocrisy that shit. But there's been like
What's
three
up,
other
Don?
smaller YouTubers, dude, that have exposed Ethan for being a hypocritical fucking rat, dude. And for some reason, he is gaining in popularity because people are sucking on whatever he says, and because everybody hates Keem so much, it's like no matter what Keem says, they're just ignoring it.
Right.
Well, here's my thing though, and I was trying to say this a second ago. He's like, you hate Keem even though you've known Keem on a personal level. Like you used to actually like.
They used to talk to each other
You
all
used
the time.
to talk to him, and he used to be sort of cool from what you told me. Like not cool as like he's best buddy in the world. Like you guys were like
They were friendly.
you guys were friendly, kind of like how Ethan and him used to be, right? Friendly, but like you weren't like too close to him. You just knew him, and you had him as a contact. Where like, oh, let's just talk for a little bit. And I don't have that connection with Keem like you used to, but I don't hate him as much as I hate Ethan. Ethan, I hope he goes broke because there's a lot of shit he doesn't deserve. Like just remembering Fupa, right? All that money he took from his fans. That's already another controversy from a different time.
So check this out. I was watching a video today where Mudahar goes in on him. I agreed with everything what Mudahar says. Did he get some shit wrong? Yes, he did.
He got a lot of shit wrong.
Here's the thing. Ethan does the same shit to Keem, and everybody praises him for it. And then he does a video response to Mudahar talking about the hypocrisy and how he omits almost all of the shit that was important in his video just to make a point. On his video, today on Ethan's video, I said, oh, it's kind of like what you did to Keem, right?
Well,
because it's true. It's exactly what he did to Keem.
Well,
he bitched about Mudahar doing it, but it's okay when he does it. What a fucking prick, dude.
What irritates me the most out of all this is the fact that it's the little streamer and the middle of the road streamer that's getting messed with here.
Yeah, they're gonna get fucked in the end. Because here's my thing, and I said this a couple days ago to Digital, was everything, almost everything that fucking Ethan said was taken out of context. Especially the Etika situation, because Keem wasn't responsible for Etika. Etika was responsible for Etika. Desmond couldn't separate the personality of Etika from him and the personality. He couldn't separate it. And when Etika took over, it fucked with him.
Well, what irritates me here is you got big personalities, right? Desperate for views, right? Desperate. Because they're losing out on the party, and I don't say this enough. Hashtag the party is over. Like it is starting to become over with these people.
It is for
me.
You
know why, dude? You know why they're getting desperate for views? Because a lot of these younger audiences now are watching storytime drawing YouTubers like I do. There's like 4 really good YouTuber personalities that do story times and they draw
like Jaden and Domix.
Yeah. And they're really good. They're really good artists.
I actually respect them.
Dude, they get anywhere from 5 to 6 million in upload, dude, every single day that they upload. It's absolutely like fantastic. Dude, I love seeing content like that blow up because it's a truly creative spot. It's not something of, okay, we're just gonna screen share this dude's video and do a video response, and we're gonna call that creative.
You mean like how Suzy Lu will sit there and be blank and just, screen share an anime?
Well, out of all this, Suzy Lu's been coming into the reins of this. Like, you got a whole bunch of nobodies like that have died off coming back into the fold, and they're blaming everything else, like video games. Now they're going after again, and then you got the thing out of this. What really irritates me is if you're working up the pike, right, on any of these platforms, right, and this is what I can't stand about. This is why I left Twitch for. You got people like Pokimane. You got people like in her ballpark that are shaming people.
Yeah, people like Pokimane, people like Alinity, people like Bad Bunny.
Well, shaming sponsors where they're telling their viewers, "Oh, hey, go over here and shame this person."
And you know what?
It's gonna make it harder. It's gonna make it harder.
Pokimane was so wrong for that though, because like your beef was with Gundam. Just like Ethan's beef was with Keemstar. Your beef is with the person. Why are you going after the sponsor? And I was looking at a video about this today I was looking at Ball Black's video about how people on the Ethan side were saying I should be able to go after the sponsor. Oh lol, look at all these big YouTubers protecting their fucking bottom dollar. The point that everyone was trying to tell these people on Twitter was it's not just about the big creator. Think about someone who just made it, just got their first sponsor, and now the sponsor wants to redact that shit, seeing all this controversy and be like, "Are you gonna be another Ethan? Are you gonna be another Keemstar?"
Well, I'm on the team side of team support support the small streamer at this point, because out of all this, the small streamer gets screwed because here's the reason. The ad apocalypse will happen again. It'll be called sponsor apocalypse.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Ball Black was saying, and that's what fucking
that's what the Quartering's been saying.
Quartering was saying. Everybody's been saying it's gonna be the sponsor apocalypse.
Well, it hurts. It hurts when people are starting channels like like what we're doing with the vape game. It's gonna get harder because you have people like this, and sponsors are backing the hell off because they don't know what to do.
And this is why I left YouTube so long ago. Why I stopped making videos, because I was tired of thinking about, well, what is so-and-so going to think? Am I going to say something that 10 years down the line is going to be taken out of context? And it's going to be like Dave Chappelle, where like he said a joke 10 years ago and nobody got the hint that it was just him playing a part, poking fun at white, black, Mexican people. Just like how people tried to cancel Robert Downey Jr. for doing blackface. And like that was for Tropic Thunder. That was completely different context.
When does it become enough? I'm like,
yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is like, when is it enough?
When now I see legal reputation getting involved at this point with all these guys suing each other out.
I agree, JC.
I agree with you, JC. I just finished reading that. I agree with you.
But here's the thing, okay? And I hate bringing this up again, but it's the only example that really stands out to me. Gamergate. We hated the fact that people would go after people's jobs when it came to gaming.
Oh yeah, they would hit up your job and say, "Oh, this."
They would call your job and try to actually get you fired. These SJWs would do this, and this was something that I was always against. Like, you don't go and do this. And one of the things that killed Gamergate was the actual people that were in it, and they were out in the crowd's eye, soaking up the limelight. They were starting to do that. And that is one of the things that really pissed me off, and I pulled away from that whole situation, was because I didn't want to be responsible for doing that to someone's livelihood. I don't believe in it. I don't sit there and think, oh, because I critiqued, say, Rev here on his channel saying that, he doesn't know how to speak right, or I criticize him for everything he does wrong in his videos. I wouldn't want this man to suffer any sort of repercussions from my video, obviously, because it's a critique video, right?
Right.
I sure the hell wouldn't want him to go and call my boss up and be like, oh, hey, this guy's harassing me online. Can you do something about this? And then all of a sudden my boss from the casino is calling me up saying, oh, we got to let you go because of online harassment. Like, that's bullshit, dude. Like, if it's just a critique, it should be laid as just a critique.
Yeah, and me as an artist, right? If I have a lot of and I flip out, like, that looks bad on me.
You have a lot of people, a lot of younger people who think it's perfectly okay to go after sponsorships, to go after the person's bottom dollar. I disagree with that 110%. Now, I have a bit of a tinfoil hat theory. YouTube's been sort of dead lately. It's been kind of lame.
Yeah, it is.
I think this has kind of been staged a little bit. Maybe there's some truth in between their back and forth, but I think they're actually drumming up numbers, and they know it behind the scenes.
Well, because Keem even mentions like how YouTube had to call up both of them and tell them to stop, and I thought that was kind of sketch. Like, why would YouTube immediately hit you two up, and then all of a sudden Ethan's not responding, and how the fuck do you know that? Like, it does seem kind of staged, but at the same time, why come out with all the controversial shit?
This happened once before. Like, this happened once before for another chick that defended Tomb Raider, right? With this other dude, and he went after her job and tried to get her fired. This has happened before. Now, on the gray scale of things, the big picture is where I'm upset on all of this, even with the Twitch stuff, it affects the you and me situation. It's going to get harder if, let's say, digital tries to go get sponsors, right? It's going to get harder because now they're going to look at us with a bigger microscope, and it sucks. And what these people are all millionaires, right? Each and every one of them in their own right are millionaires. And
Yeah,
to
they made
me,
it.
they can lose a sponsor, still be set. To me, it hurts everything that's going on in the world of things, Twitch and YouTube. It affects both.
Who are we talking about real quick? Sorry.
We're talking
We're
about
talking about the cancel culture for sponsorships and whatnot.
Is this relating for certain something I was talking about yesterday?
Oh yeah, I know you wanted to talk about this. So h3h3 system, yeah. Let's talk about that fucking douchebag.
I'll just say h3h3, Keemstar, Pokimane, all are garbage and will ruin YouTube for everyone else. There you go. They're all three of them are trash. Like I like Keemstar because it's a guilty pleasure. Leave me alone. But
I mean, he's in his own right. He is entertaining, but like other than that, I don't care.
Now
I consider-
segue over to now adding this into the fire. Twitch decides to go after Dear Chick. Dear furiously.
Wait, they're finally.
They gave her a reprimanding. They didn't fire her. They reprimanded her, and she went on stream and basically said that she does not have power, but basically downplayed on Twitter and whatnot, downplayed everything, saying that she's not a racist. She's not any of this. Basically, PR statements from her. It seems that she got reprimanded hard. Not fired, but reprimanded hard. And
it's really weird, dude. It's really weird because if it were you and me acting a fool like that, we would have been let go immediately.
Oh yeah, if it were you two, y'all would have been let go. Me on the other hand, because I would have been like, hey, you shouldn't fire me. I'm bisexual. Well, he is gay, so we might not be able to fire him.
What Ferociously Steph doesn't understand, in any workplace, if I acted just like her, I would have been fired on the spot.
No, not only would you two be fired, you two would be doxxed. Someone would be stalking the house.
Well, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about Twitch in general.
I'm saying like for you two, it would go for you two because you're both the cis white male with fuck all
I'm
that
only
shit.
half white.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said fuck all that. And because Digital, he's pretty much straight, right? He doesn't have any of that gay privilege bullshit, whatever.
Wait, Digital straight?
All of this.
It's up in the wall. It's up in the air.
All of this.
It's in the forest in my backyard.
Between the YouTube shit, I'm still gonna do YouTube because we have the vape game coming up. That's not gonna stop me from what I'm trying to do with Digital here. It's Twitch that bothers me, and I was making some good revenue. And me and Digital did a video on this. We went into depth. We psychoanalyzed everything, and it was a really good 54-minute video. But the thing is, this makes me not want to come back to Twitch at all. Like
no,
the CEO. What I'm sorry to say is, what drugs are you on, sir? What drugs are you on? I gotta have what you have because you're totally blind.
I'll have what she's having.
Like blind.
Like, if I can hijack this stream for a minute, I've seen a lot of posts thinking that what she is what I am, and for a lot of people that don't know, I fit into the furry community. That chick is otherkin, right? We don't like
the rivals.
Well, real
quick,
Metro, on that note. So when she got doxxed, a lot of information came out on this chick and the reason why she is what she is. So her dad's in a big doctor, I guess, making thousands upon close to, I think, millions for what he does. So my understanding is she's never had to face consequences throughout her life. Golden spoon in her mouth, so she got away with saying whatever she wanted to say in life. So it has come out that she's made her family's loaded. So she's never had to pay consequences for anything she's ever done throughout her life. So I kind of...
Hey, dude, that must be nice. I wish I could have been like that.
Well, that leads into what I want to say is, like, a lot of times you find that these otherkin, they don't have to go through consequences, right? But when you look at a furry, right, there are some people in the military... There are some people in the military who serve, and then it comes out that they have a fursuit, that they go to FurCon, FurFest, all these conventions, and they're a normal, average working person who is fine, who is mentally sane. I never have met an otherkin who is mentally sane, that they've always had some sort of spoon in their mouth, can afford this, can say this, and not give two flying fucks.
Do you know what's funny about her stream, right? If you look down, right, she's got the green screen and everything. But if your family's worth millions, right? Why the hell you don't have a Shure SM7B sitting on your desk? She has a Yeti. Do you ever when the shit was
Oh,
going
Blue Lady's
down?
are garbage.
That's still,
I-
$100+ fucking.
I was like seeing her
microphone.
like, if you're cropping this much as you say you are, right? Why didn't you have the real shit? Like, go all out. Like, if you're gonna talk shit and whatnot on the internet and be a racist, literally, like, do it on a real mic. You know what I mean? The
and you
real
know, like,
McCoy.
I just really don't like her though, because like I remember going through Twitter when all this shit was breaking down, right? And she was on Twitter dead ass saying how, oh, I've never said this. I've never said these people are white supremacists. I've never said all this, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah,
To
she
quote
lied.
Chris
I
Hansen-
saw
Every
those.
fucking point that she tried to say she didn't say on Twitter
She contradicted herself.
was just counterpointed with actual clips of her saying the things she did not say, and I'm like, you're already under fire. Why
His-
are you lying?
Well,
It's Chris Hansen
well,
thing. I
here's
had the chat
thing.
log.
Here's the thing. So Twitch put her in a bad place, right? I blame both sides. Twitch put this person as a diversity pick, right? And
Definitely Twitch is all here as well.
And Twitch set her up to fail. They perfectly knew what they were getting. So they both deserve it both ways. Like, Twitch deserves to be
Right.
under fire. She deserves to be under fire. And she's not helping herself. This person's not helping
No.
themselves.
No, she's not. She's actually, you know what's funny is she's dragging down furries because people think that we're associated with those types of people. There are people who think that we are, and little PSA, we're not. We are not. We hate them as much as we hate, like, how fucking Keem goes after fucking pedos. We don't like them at all.
I just
Like,
find this.
we-
I just
yeah.
find this. I find this whole situation. It just hurts. It hurts the streamer. It hurts the
does.
YouTuber, and it really irritates me. And I've had people come to me right on stream going, Twitch is the big boys. I'm like, yeah, of course it is. But I have a right to. Believe in equality and people being treated fairly. And I get the council as a joke. I get this. But to me, it just pisses me off.
What's the point of them then if they literally can't
That's
do
what I was
anything?
gonna say. Is
they
like, well, what's the point of the
So
council?
what the Twitch Council is technically, so this is how it works, right? The Safety Advisory Council, okay? Is so they'll make a rule, right? The higher ups, right? They'll go down to these people in the council. They'll have like a meeting on Zoom or wherever, and they'll talk about it. And if they don't feel it's good to put in force rule, they'll go back and retool it and come back to the council. All the council is just people that basically give an opinion before the rules get made. They're a middle ground.
Yeah. Okay, that part I understand, but why have these people? Like, there's only 2 of them in the council that I can respect. Swap the other 4. Fuck, put Asmongold in there.
Well, they put.
I don't even like Asmongold, and I totally
Like,
agree with
he's
that.
level-headed as fuck. Put him in there.
I get why they have 2 doctors there. Okay,
yeah,
so
they're fine. I don't mind them. They can stay.
they have to have the safety of the streamer there. So I get that. I get why Co-Carnage is there. I get it.
They're the only ones that I want on that council to stay.
I don't
everyone
think,
else can
and
get
my
the fuck
opinion
off.
is, I don't think Co-Carnage
True.
is going to stay long on that safety
Oh
advisory
no,
council.
they're gonna
No.
headhunt him, dude. They're gonna headhunt him and pick apart anything that he's ever done.
I could see him
No.
leaving the platform to go somewhere else. Eventually.
They're gonna try to remove him as fast as possible because, like, they're gonna see that he doesn't align with their.
And
shit.
you know what? I hope it's D-Live. Okay, Co-Carnage, if you are listening to this, go D-Live. just go D-Live. It makes it better for me and digital and gangster.
I mean, shit. Like, this is like Seth is the reason I said fuck Twitch. I don't care if I'm not gonna make any money because I went to Picardo. I'm just doing everything on Picardo. I'm gonna slowly work my way in setting
Jacob
up
Ford
Twitch and
says,
D-Live.
"Come rags, maybe."
Mixer and D-Live. Like, I'm gonna set up
Yeah.
my OBS to go back and do multi-streaming on Mixer and D-Live and not care if people hate that I multi-stream. Because if you care that much, then I've already won. Because now you're either gonna hate watch me or you're just
honestly
gonna
say
watch me.
just come join the crowd and just be all D-Live with all of us here, man.
No, see, if I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna do it my way. And if it means I want to whore out, I'm gonna do what I want. Because if a Twitch
Whore
bot-
out.
if a Twitch bot can be a whore on one platform, you're thinking too small brain. All right, I'm gonna be big brain.
He's called the one and done. He's called the one and done.
Twitch thought it can do one platform. I can do 2 to 3.
Well,
Metro, all you gotta do is cross dress. You're already halfway there, anyways.
I mean,
so.
I've already gotten an address. It's no secret. I don't give a shit.
But honestly, with all this going on, I think, going after people that give their opinion on things, I think it's morally wrong to go after their sponsors personally. I think that is just
No, that is
there. It's opening up the can of worms of lawsuits.
It
It's
really
one-
is. Oh, what were you gonna say, Blue?
It's like all this whole like causing apocalypse is really annoying because is this gonna make the third one that's happened now or
I thought we already had the third one. We might be on number 4 now. There's so much bullshit that happens.
there's so many it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, whether it's Twitch bullshit or Keem or bringing back up Etika, every week now since quarantine has been more bullshit than normal.
Do you feel,
Like
do you feel, Digital, that because of this quarantine, everybody's literally bored and they have nothing better to do? So this is the answer to it.
Yep.
I mean, it literally used to be stretched out. Now it's just in one massive.
Cancel culture has gone from a
Has
niche
evolved.
thing to like leveling up to a boss raid.
Like,
It's
I
very
swear to God, like you wouldn't see a like cancel or a party is over like as much as you have during quarantine as
You
like.
know how, but with this job app, with this boss raid of a cancel culture, there's one thing you can literally do to cancel the cancel culture. You know what that is? A job application.
Oh no! I'm sorry. When you
I've
said
been-
job application, I was thinking of Boondocks.
I've been going around. So I've been playing the whole Prophets of Rage. The party's over, and saying the party is over with Twitch and with YouTube and with these people. It
I
is
don't know about
true.
YouTube, but Twitch possibly.
Well, it's gonna hurt YouTube in a way because YouTube's already sanctioning a lot of things, and they're just gonna make more rules to make it harder on people.
Which is why I left during the last apocalypse. I was already slowly making content because I was like, which way is this platform gonna go? And then when they did that, I was like, all right, I'm done. I can't do
I
it.
mean, the problem with that is just I don't want to be that guy, but there's no like it's not like YouTube is not like Twitch where there's some other competitor. YouTube, there really isn't another competitor, especially the level of content creators. Because you know what I mean,
I don't know about that because BitChute's been getting pretty big lately. People have been flocking over there hard.
And I want BitChute to do what VidMe tried to do.
And Daily Motion just got a big boost, and they have a game streaming service on top of it. So I wouldn't underestimate. And with Spotify now signing Joe Rogan to the helm, I wouldn't be surprised if Spotify came out with their own game streaming service and video platform. They've been talking about it for years at this point. And they could be the ones that do that paradigm shift that
They
we've all
have
been
the
wanting.
money to do it, honestly.
I mean, if they bought Joe Rogan, they must have the money. So
Well, immediately when Joe Rogan got hired by Spotify, because he's going to continue to do YouTube until the end of the year when he does the switch over to Spotify. So it'll be on Spotify and YouTube still. His clips will still be on YouTube when he does go full Spotify. So you're not losing out, if you watch his clips over the whole show. For people like us that have Spotify Premium, you get them automatically with video, which is cool. I personally think Spotify is playing a play right now, and I think they're seeing like all these platforms kind of going downhill a little bit. Why not get in the game now and capitalize on it? Put a membership on it and capitalize. And go for it. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, just to take care of the cancel culture situation, I have a suggestion besides the job application. Let's give everybody foam swords and see who dies first.
foam swords.
Foam swords? Fuck that. Where's my Caruso?
Hey man, bring back celebrity
Trust me,
fights.
This will be comedy gold, bro.
Bring back the cartoon
You're
series.
gonna see
celebrity
every
fights.
Karen and Jeff attacking each other with a foam sword, and I guarantee you someone will die.
Where's my wooden beating stick? I'll use that as a weapon.
That's
Karen
funny.
and Jeff brawling in the street with foam swords.
Now-
A wild Metro shows up right after.
Now
gonna name
following council
Kill
culture.
stealing.
Council
Cancel
culture.
culture.
We lost a young person again to cyberbullying and being attacked
Oh,
over some
God.
scene in Netflix series in Japan. Wrestler Hana Kimura, I believe her name is. I know her very well because of Stardom, but yeah, decided to take her life off herself over cyberbullying and being harassed and doxxed and all of it over a scene of her telling a dude in the show that she wanted her wrestling gear to be washed a certain way. So she told him no and pushed him out of the way and basically washed her own shit, and people lost their minds to the point to where they caused her to hurt herself. Where she's not here
like
on
you
this earth.
can't wash your own shit anymore. It's like, oh my god, I can't take the power into my own hands. Apparently, even if it's for a show.
Well,
What kind of baby are you?
the thing is, these people on Twitter who can't do this stuff, there are moral betters, as I've been told. So,
Well, it's
like,
kinda,
I
it's
might
kinda
never be able
sad.
to be as great as them, obviously. So,
I'm sorry if you haven't heard, my overlord is Markiplier. So if it's not your overlord, you must die.
Well, a lot of people are comparing it to the Etika situation, how that went down as hard as it did. They're kind of
No.
comparing the two.
If you compare that to Etika, being that I am an Etika fan, you're wrong.
Well,
That was because here's the difference, right? What people don't understand. Etika took his own life because he wasn't right in the head. This was cyberbullying, which meant she was pressured. She didn't have a way out. Etika.
well, they're also saying her mind
years.
wasn't right either. So
Yeah, they were saying that she's psychologically not there either, though. That's the thing.
that's why I'm comparing the two.
The only difference is we don't know her as well. That's why you say that. Like you don't know her. As
Well, the way the story's being told to me is like Etika wasn't told like KYS. She was.
Yeah, well.
Like the
either
only
way.
person that even remotely came close to saying KYS was in a joking manner was with Keem. But like how H3 took that out of the context, they were talking about if life was a simulation, and that is the only time that phrase was ever uttered.
Well,
Whereas with
overall,
her, I'm sure she
overall,
got death
it's pretty sad, to be honest, and how this world is, where it's
It is sad that people want to do that shit. They want to tell people to take their own life because of one thing that they said in a script that they had to follow to get paid to do.
Well, I guess the last thing she wrote, from my understanding, was that she took a picture with her cat and said it's over, and then that was the last time everybody heard from her.
That sucks, man.
And
That should have been that should have been the point where all the fans should have been like freaking out. Because in my experience, like my brother told me about a story where his mom said goodbye and hung up, and he immediately called the authorities because he wasn't living with her at the time. So he called their local authorities, and it turns out she was trying to OD on pills. That should have been the immediate sign for someone to be like, someone's in trouble. But just like with Etika, no one really realized. But like that right there was the telltale sign.
I think one way or another, me and Digital here, being the oldest out of the show, we've dealt with shit like this before, with cyber harassment and shit like that. This has been going on.
I mean, I've told you guys before, like when I lived in the apartments in Vegas, dude, like they fucking literally took pictures of my house and sent it to me.
I've been doxxed before on this internet.
Shit is
before.
ridiculous, dude. That's why it doesn't scare me. Like if a motherfucker has a problem with me with what I say, bring it, bitch. Like
I'm with the courting
I am
on
more
this.
than happy to fucking beat your ass in front of my yard. In fact, after I'm done, I will bandage you up. We'll have dinner, probably have a beer, and laugh about it. Like that's just the way I am. You know? Like I don't want to see anybody actually. I mean, after I'm done getting that aggression out, I don't want to see you dead. I don't want to see you in the ground. Like if anything, like I'll just we'll have our beef, clear it in whatever way, whether it's physical or not, and then hopefully we can talk, change things around, and just have a better comeback. That's just how I am as a person.
Well, I mean, the ultimate tragedy of the whole suicide situation is now all of a sudden you're gonna have people coming out of nowhere being like, "Oh, I care," and blah 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 blah, and they do the usual shtick, and then they'll pretend they care for a week, and then they'll forget about it.
Little grandstanding, the shit they do.
This is what
little
I say
grandstand say suicide's bad, guys. We should stop harassing people on Twitter.
And
then a week later it goes away.
Well, what happens is the rules get harder, and so now your shit's gonna get vented now more and more by algorithms, and it's just gonna be hard, and you're gonna have a lot of false positives going on these platforms.
Well, here's my thing: if I see people grandstanding over this bullshit, I'm gonna be like, "Where were you when she said goodbye in the cat picture?"
No, because this happens every time. Like this whole every suicide situation always happens where people do act garbage, and then a week later they pretend, "Oh, I was never doing that. I'm a good moral person." and then and then another week passes, and then they forgot that person exists. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck off. I'd rather these
Like-
people just be disingenuous on purpose than fakers. Like, fuck off, man.
Like
My
for
God.
me, like for a perfect example, like Temptation, right? When XX died, everybody was all over it. No one's talking about it right now. Only people that have remotely heard of him and give a shit, or were actual fans, will remember. But the rest of the world, whenever someone dies, suicide hotline, let's spam it.
That's
And
what
then a week
that's
later-
what they were doing all over after she died. Was like, I'm like, dude, how does that help
like-
how does that help anybody?
Like, it didn't help save her life now when she was giving everybody one final chance to say, you matter. She gave the last stand to say, to ask, she was basically asking the world, do I matter to you? That's what that means when someone says goodbye.
JC
not
Gaming
that-
says, I bet no one will suffer any repercussions from this. I live in Florida. Go look up the stuff, self-defense laws, and try me.
Like, to be honest, if I made a joking
It's
tweet
true.
of and I said goodbye, guaranteed you nobody would realize that.
Well,
Well,
to be
if I was-
fair,
if I was
I don't
joking
fuck with
about it,
Twitter.
Well, these groups on Twitter, and I'm even part of a new social media place that's getting big, Minds or something like that. And
Yeah.
it's really becoming cancerous, because you can't say anything about K-pop, you're gonna get berated. If you even
Oh, no,
if you're
Oh, God,
remotely,
I
if-
go after them, dude. I
if
don't
you
even
say
care.
anything about anime, like in any form of it, like if you say I'm not cultured to it, people are gonna fillet you all over the internet. Reddit's becoming that way now, where people are just going in mobs and literally taking people out, and it's like it's becoming. Where's the line? Like none of these companies are stepping into place and stopping
dude,
it from
like-
happening.
Dude, it's
I will-
almost. it's
But wait,
almost
these
like-
people are more better. There are supposedly are moral betters. That's what I've been told.
It's
countless
almost
times
like
where-
what
I will-
happened.
I will
Hold on.
say it openly here, dude. Fuck Reddit, dude. Fuck that fucking site and fuck the people that run it, dude. They are a bunch of fucking retards. There you go.
It's almost like what happened whenever the government told CPS, like, yeah, if you spank your child, we're taking your kids away.
Okay,
When
Reddit.
they-
All Reddit is basically is Twitch on not Twitter on steroids, where they embed an article and they fight between each other until the death.
Well,
like,
unlike Twitter, Reddit is more segregated. Crazy enough.
Thank you, baby.
So
like what I was trying to say, it's almost like with these companies, it's almost the same idea of like having CPS come in and saying you can't spank your child. It's the same concept, except it's the company can't step in and tell the user, hey, stop that. Like, this violates TOS article, blah, 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 no harassing under blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, that's exactly the best comparison, is the company is the parent, and we don't know who CPS is, but we're scared of big bad.
Okay, so Don,
company-wide
I'll give you a situation, right? So you'll have people that post their shit on Twitter, right? Like their streams, right? And you'll get that one asshole that out of all the group that's an angry individual that will sit there and come into your stream and berate you because they saw it on Twitter. You'll get that one
Mhm.
person. It happens every day, even on Reddit to
they'll-
a certain extent.
and they'll be like, oh, why'd you post your shit on blah 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 subreddit, or why'd you post it on Twitter
But
and your
take
stream
that
shit
one-
and blah blah.
Take that one angry asshole and times that by 100.
Yeah.
Oh, when the Twitter hate mob's in full effect, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Reddit in general.
Like
Oh,
what's
Reddit, well,
what's going on with the reopening? I've watched so many people. I even had somebody. I just wrote my basic opinion, just an opinion piece, saying I really think it's really dumb that they're allowing people to huddle together within beaches with there's no limiting and people are able to cough on each other. And I said where's the people stepping in on it? And I had somebody give me the most dumbest comment I've ever heard in my life, saying it's my amendment right for people to cough on me, and if I want to get sick, I'll get sick.
That's the
Yeah,
dumbest fucking
yeah.
shit
It's
I've
your
ever
right
heard.
to be an American. Fine.
Oh, I'm not
But-
talking, Don. I'm not talking about streaming. I'm talking about posting your shit online. So, like,
No,
if I post something to D Live, you'll get that one person that gets all butthurt over it and saying that you
Like-
shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff.
Like, it's your right to be an American, right? But the government's job is to stop you from getting everyone else sick, especially the the more compromised people, like elderly or people who have a immunity problem.
Well, I think me and Digital talked about this yesterday. I'm all for businesses doing what they're doing. A lot of them are not opening because of it still. They have the right to literally stop people from working if they choose to, or put really good safety things in place. And a lot of these, I've been seeing in California alone, a lot of these casinos doing a lot of different things to keep people from being sick. They're actually forcing people out if you don't wear a mask or somewhat gloves.
Yeah, that's fine. I agree with that.
Steak and Shake has kind of stopped all productions here in California. They said until they find a cure, they're not opening, but they're going to be still paying their employees and whatnot. They're not permanently, unemployed. They've been paying them thousands upon thousands here and there.
My thing is like businesses, let them like open up however they choose to go about it, as long as it's within the CDC guidelines. But beaches, that's a luxury. Why the fuck?
Jack says, yo, peeps, I can't really talk as I am having severe issues. Okay. All right, Jack. Sorry to hear that, buddy.
Like why do you want to go to a beach right now?
That's your right. No, it's your right.
No, it's my right.
How about the guy at Costco that turned around and got his cart removed from him and his membership permanently banned from him when he turned around and said, you're being recorded and it's my right to not wear a mask.
That dude was a fucking idiot for flaunting his numbers. Like, oh yeah, look at my 3,000 Instagram or whatever the fuck. Like, yeah, that was your
3,000 Instagram followers.
That was your right to be a dumbass. That was what your right was. Your right to be a dumbass and not follow Costco's safety protocol.
Here's the end of game. The end game is we as in people, like it goes with everybody. We as in people need to start acting, in the proper ways. I just don't want to see.
We just need to be better, dude. We need
to be mature. Yeah. We need to be better human beings. Stop being pieces
of
shit.
So, whenever you're going back to work, just take the proper steps and just be a good person at the end of the day, or we'll get the second gen of this, and we don't want that.
Like, I know when we go back to work, they're going to make us go into the back room and finally start using all the face masks that we have in stockpile.
Right on. Hell yeah.
I already know it's going to happen. And
if you want to wear gloves too, go for it. They're saying it's not on surfaces now. It's more in the air. They're saying it's not on surfaces. But what information can you believe? Because they tell you one thing and then it's another and then it's another. Just wear the gloves anyway, just to be over, safe. You know what I mean? It won't hurt. I've been telling people it takes 3 minutes at best to put on gloves and a mask. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, you look ridiculous, but I'd rather be safe than sorry at the end of the day.
I agree.
It doesn't take long, and maybe you look like a hideous individual or goofy looking person, but you know what? I'd rather not cough on somebody. Not cough on somebody, because nobody practices that. We learned this in grade school where we cough into our shoulder.
Yeah, like cough into your elbow, and like I see people out here, whether it's in the casino or in the store, they just open their mouth and they start aiming at you. I'm like, even before COVID, I wanted to punch somebody in the face for doing that.
One other thing is a lot of restaurants, like I've been into some of the Chinese food places down by me, some of the sushi places. If you're not wearing a mask, they ask you to leave immediately. They won't serve you. They'll literally just ask you to leave.
Good for them. Good.
They tell you right there. If you don't have
how do you even? Why just order at that point though? Like, how do you even really eat a mask on?
Okay, so what they do is you can go pick up your order with inside. So you have to wear. So you can you can pick what you want on the. They have like plexiglass and whatnot covering everything. So you still have the intimate experience, but when you're looking at the buffet line or what they're cutting and what they're doing, you can look at it, but you have to be wearing a mask. And they have like
all the buffets in the state that I moved into. They're taking them all out.
That's ridiculous.
We're taking all the buffets out as a safety precaution. It's just going to be like hometown restaurants and stuff. They're not going to implement any more franchises as far as buffets go. It's going to be just restaurant style stuff, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with that. I don't really.
Oh, they're going to be doing
every time I've eaten at a buffet, dude. Like I've gotten sick. Like I've gotten sick because some stupid kid, like their parents didn't let their parents weren't being parents,
right?
And they let the kid run all over the fucking buffet line while he was coughing and sneezing.
All right, so in other news, we got AMD's next generation Navi 21 being teased and could be named the Radeon RX 6700 XT. I will have all links down below in the description of this video for you guys, literally down in the description after the video is over. I will be working on uploading these to Spotify, so if you guys want an audio version of what we're doing, I will make sure to update all of that. I've been lazy. So I got to go. I have to work. Have a good night. You have a good night, buddy. JC. So Big Navi. So it's going to have up to 80 compute units, 5,020 GPU cores, and a die size of, I believe, 5 nanometers. I believe that's what they're going for, 5 nanometer process at this point. And a whole new new cooler on it. And so they're going to call the Radeon stack Radeon RX 6700 XT. We're going to have another Radeon RX. I guess they're going to have a super version of it, I guess. And then they're going to have a, so I guess they're going to have an XT model, the XTX model, XL model, and XE model. Then they're going to have Navi 10, which is what we have currently. And it's going to be XT Plus, XM Plus, and XTE Plus. Very confusing naming scheme from this rumor. Very, from Tweaktown. Very,
all my brain heard was graphics cards go vroom.
So technically, their answer to possibly Ampere coming out in August. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully, they bring ray tracing for the cheap.
That'd be nice to have ray tracing for AMD though.
Well, I hope it's cheap. I hope it's in the 500s. I hope it's not 1,000 like what's going to be going on with NVIDIA and with their cards. I really hope, that they stay cheap and affordable. Because right now, you're really in a hard spot and a hard rock right now. Just because the sales are happening, they're going to probably get rid of their stock that they have. And then you'll probably have a shortage again, and then prices going up again. Because right now in the tech space, if you're looking for monitors, hard drives, or anything like that, they have kind of doubled in price.
Lovely.
I found a MSI Optiplex or whatever the hell it's called, MSI's monitor.
Right.
You get one right now that's overclocked at 165 for like $270.
It's a great deal. Hell of a deal.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
So new cards coming in. There's been spottings for believe spottings of some of the other Sony games coming in at the same time as Horizon. I believe it's Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human is going to Steam. That was the other big thing today that was announced, kind of. That's that whole exclusivity over at Epic Games is coming to an end, and that'll be coming to Steam. So new cards, those games, new games coming in. We got Summer Sale coming up soon, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Summer Sale coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got probably an announcement of possibly of these consoles, hopefully. Finally.
Yeah.
About time. Because it's been a long, drawn-out journey, like literally long and drawn out.
I just want to see these things run so I can watch, basically The Last of Us 2 asshole fucking cry.
I'm kind of confused with the whole thing. Like, we're not having E3, but we're having the Summer of Gaming Festival, which is pretty much a live stream thing with Jeff Keighley. I'm confused. Are they going to announce the consoles that way, or is Microsoft going to have their own event? Is Sony going to have their own event? Because right now, all I see is an invisible console that doesn't exist over on the Sony side. So
fair enough, yeah.
Oh, to be real, all I care about is a Super Switch. That's all I care about. I just want a beefier, more powerful Switch so I can make all my games look prettier and run stable.
Well, Brent, you're kind of digital. You're kind of on the graphics card side of things, looking for a new one. Which more are you leaning towards? If
NVIDIA.
Because NVIDIA, gonna go Ampere.
I'm gonna go Ampere because I have not seen anything with them actually regarding their fucking codec, and it's pissing me off.
Who, AMD? Well,
I know they have an
AMD.
RDNA 2, but that's not a codec.
Well,
RDNA 2 is just an API that it uses. So I mean,
here's been my problem for about I think 10 years now. When did the 290X come out? 2009.
yeah, something
That
like
was the last time they did a really major overhaul of their encoder, and they've been doing the same thing since. And I don't understand why the video encoders, right, on the video platforms are different than the streaming platforms, the streaming software. I don't understand why they can't just come together and turn that into a streaming encodec for us streamers. And NVIDIA's done it. I don't understand why they can't do it. Like, NVINC is as close as you're gonna get to medium presets on if you're looking to get that CPU, beautiful medium settings. So that's just my thing. NVIDIA will control the encoder space until AMD does something. And right now they're really doing nothing.
They need to do something. That's the thing. Like, I want to support my AMD brand, dude. I've loved AMD for a very long time. And as far as performance in gaming, yeah, they're good. But when it comes to anything else, no, they're trash. Like, they are utter garbage. Like, I don't know what they did with that last update, but like ever since that 56 had that last big update with AMD, the encoder went into the fucking dirt, dude. Like, I don't know what happened. You remember when I used to stream on that thing?
Yeah.
That thing was clear as fuck, and I didn't see any of the issues that we were seeing or people were talking about.
Here's
after they updated it, it went into the fucking right into the meat grinder. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, AMD?
Pete, if you watch this back, I'm not. I'll say this, Pete, or to everybody that likes the AMD encoder. What happened with that was the guy on OBS side that was working on it pretty much got stoned at the drive-thru. Technically, he got fucked at the drive-thru. They basically told him, "We don't need you anymore." That's basically what it is, and they weren't giving him any support or anything like that. And people were like really upset at AMD. And then AMD's been very vague about the whole encoder situation. Like, they've even on their own software, the encoder is not that great. Not that great from what I've been hearing. And I heard they're focusing
really
more
good.
on features than they're just technically there's two sides talking together and they're not communicating. They're not coming together to fix a problem.
No, yeah, they're not.
Oh no,
they're
it's
not
great
doing
though, from what I've heard.
It was great. Dude, when I had my 56, I shit you not, but when I had my 56,
It was great.
I streamed from all three softwares. I streamed from OBS, I streamed from XSplit, and I even streamed from the Windows streaming service that they had using the default drivers for that thing. And my streams came out looking fantastic. Like, there was no artifacting, there was no blur facts, nothing. It was really clean. And then all of a sudden, dude, they updated it, and I could never get that performance back after they updated it. It was like they took my card and literally just threw it in the garbage for me, and that pissed me off.
Well, and they don't even offer basic drivers. That's the other thing too at AMD that I don't understand is like you're shoving your software down my throat that I don't want. That was one thing a lot of AMD people have been telling me. Like, their software is like literally a virus in itself. Like, it causes games to rubber band their software. If you take their software out of it and you just load the Windows driver, everything works great. The standard Windows driver, if you load their drivers and software set, it just acts all weird. And that's courtesy of our other community member within the community, Lone, and a few others that have AMD cards as well. And even Lone went to just recently to an NVIDIA card recently because of all of it. He was just fed up. And now his streams...
You realize the greatness?
Well, he said his streams are looking much better on NVIDIA card. Like, I think he's got a 2060 Super at this point. I don't blame...
I'm streaming at 1080p, 60 frames a second on Metro's card. I couldn't do that with my 56. And that's an 8 gigabyte card.
And, it's getting better with Ampere, right? Where they're going to have a pipeline dedicated for the streaming. Like a dedicated pipeline. I'm like, they're working with Windows. They're working with the OBS team. NVIDIA has thrown so much money at streaming in general. Like, they've thrown millions at this problem. Yeah. And you can obviously see why. You can see it when you go to stream. It's so crystal clean. Like, I go watch digital or my streams with the 1080 Ti or even in the remote of it. It looks clean as shit with the new NVIDIA encoder. And that's just... I wish AMD would step up to the plate in that aspect. They have a nice card. They should be able to. For the money that you spend, You should have all the features in the world, not just half-baked and then later on the road. And I know I'm going to get some of you AMD guys, they're going to tell me I'm wrong, but I've
I'll
had
tell you how great it is when they don't use it themselves.
I'm not saying AMD is shit. What I'm saying is I want them to do better.
Oh no, I'm not saying AMD shit, but AMD shit.
I will. NVIDIA's better.
Like you're talking to someone who has used those features and who has rendered tons and tons of fucking videos nightly with that thing. I mean I
Takes longer.
Exhausted it. I exhausted all my options with that card before I did my decision the way I did. And I'm telling you, dude, like I'm glad I only paid $299 for it, or $300 or $399, or I don't remember the price of it now, but it was a good price.
Now, if you're on the AMD side, they have recanted on the motherboard side, they recanted everything. So if you got if they have a 400 series motherboard right now, you're going to be able to use the 3000 chips. They all recanted and basically said they're going to make it happen. They were trying to pull an Intel at that moment. Now, for me, here's the thing about AMD, and I'm going to say this in the podcast. I'm kind of coming to a point with the incompatibilities. Like, I am starting to become more of pulling a trigger over on Intel side. Even getting less performance, I want the compatibilities. I'm really getting annoyed with my computer hanging every once in a while, like just sitting there and hanging, and it's annoying. I have to go and clear the CMOS, and that's a problem with AMD shit for a long time. Or my PCI slot, right, for my capture card, right? All of a sudden, if I load my computer, it just won't show up. That's the new thing. And if I put it in an Intel system, it works just fine. Like, literally no problems. It'll work forever. And I really wanted to go, AverMedia for the longest time. And I can't even go AverMedia because AverMedia product don't work on AMD at all, completely. Even if you do a firmware that allows it, it just doesn't work.
It's just so weird that you can't get that to work, because when I had my 56, it shit ran just fine.
Well, I'm talking about
AMD. Lagged out, but that was it.
I'm talking about AMD motherboards, AMD platform in general. So I've been kind of telling people, like, you know, if you're gonna be a content creator or streamer, you may want to think twice. Yes, it does have all the cores and all that shit. You know what I mean? And it does outperform in multitasking, but the price you pay down the road. I'm kind of like thinking, you know, Intel over on the other side. Just for my compatibility, you know, if I throw a capture card in it, it should just work. On AMD, it works here and there. So, Razer, let's talk about this. Razer coming out with the first ever 300 hertz display.
Yo, what?
300 on a laptop. It'll be the first 300 hertz display done in the world right now. The next Razer Blade, the Pro 17 gaming laptop, will have a 300 hertz display going forward. Any thoughts?
Oh, dude, that sounds badass. Get that into a monitor, and I'll buy that shit.
What panels are they going with?
They are the Razer Blade 300 hertz. So it's a 300 hertz panel that has 1920 by 1080 resolution for content creators. And they will also have a 4K touch panel that will be offering up to 120 hertz. So they'll have two options.
What kind of panel is it? Is it Visa, TN, IPS?
It looks to be IPS.
Okay, so the only ones that I know of that are dedicated manufacturers for IPS are between Samsung panels and Acer, and I think LG even has some. Do we know which brand they're going with?
No. They're just talking about the design. They're talking about IPS displays for both.
Wow, okay.
And it'll be running, I feel scared for this. Comet Lake H 1085 or 1075H at overclocked at 1.5 gigahertz turbo speed. That's scary because what do we know about Intel CPUs? They're literally wattage beast and also heat magnets. Yeah. So if you're interested, 300 displays are coming to the mainstream, and, you know, hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, especially with the Xbox coming out and everything. Hopefully they put this into a monitor, because it's really getting interesting on the laptop side with the amount of hertz that you can get on the laptop itself.
If they do it, oh shells. I guess I'm not gonna get my new monitor. I was gonna get 200, like a 200 hertz monitor, but now it's like, oh, I should wait now.
Because you never know, they may throw it into a monitor. Never know. Hey, Asus is usually the company that usually will do it.
Asus, just come on, Asus Predator 300 hertz monitor, 1080p. I will buy that right now if that existed.
So, last two things of the night. Researchers build AI that can clone Pac-Man without a single line of code. And they're celebrating, NVIDIA is celebrating their 40th anniversary. I can't believe it turned 40. That's amazing. 40 years of Pac-Man. That's crazy. And there's
Pretty
Oh,
cool.
you're,
go for it.
I was gonna make an old joke there. Never mind.
Like, geez, I can't believe Pac-Man has lasted that long. 4 decades. That long. And then the other one that we're celebrating is Microsoft is celebrating their 30th anniversary of Solitaire. That is amazing in itself. 30 years of Solitaire. And I remember when that shit first came out too. On what was it? Windows 95? Was it Windows 95?
I think so.
It's crazy. It's crazy reflecting back on some of this old stuff that's becoming a lot of people are starting to use it now. Solitaire are starting to experience it. The new generation is. Anything else we want to talk about tonight?
I think that's about it for me, unless there was something else we had. Let me see. New Unreal Engine. Wait, did this really not save?
You didn't save.
You've got to be shitting me.
Oh, it's about Unreal Engine.
Did we talk?
No,
did we talk
I
about?
put this up on the thing, and I don't know.
Did we talk about? Did we talk about the Unreal Engine being maybe not as what we expected to be? Did we already cover that in the afternoon show?
Yeah, we did that already. Yeah.
Guys,
We did the wrestler. We did cancel culture.
Valorant is launching on June 2nd. If anybody didn't know that, June 2nd, with a lot of fixes and everything for full release.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Also add Ultra support.
Yeah, I'm still not gonna get into it.
You
I got
played
too
it
many
one time. What?
Yeah,
Let's have this talk. Let's have this talk
too much
one
other
time.
shit to play.
What? Oh, excuses. Excuses.
I gotta run through fucking.
I'm sorry,
Space Hulk, Deathwing.
Excuses. You played one game and you treated it like Call of Duty. I'm sorry, sir.
No, I actually played it like I would play CS, and no, I
Which
can't.
is still like Call of Duty, by the way.
It's been a good minute since I've even played
And
Call
I'm
of
not
Duty.
even gonna say I'm like the best at fucking CS because I'm not. I'm horrible, but it just felt off.
I mean, you are off. So I mean, what you talking about?
My hormone balance is pretty off.
Guys, all the links will be down below to what we talked about tonight. I will be working on uploading the latest shows and including this on Spotify, so you'll have tons of choices to select for the show. The vape game is still coming, guys. We are still working and getting that all finalized.
I'm just waiting on an email. That's all I'm doing. I'm waiting on the email right now. Everything's set, ready to go. Just waiting for this guy to send me all the stuff in one package, and then I'm going to start updating all of the channel stuff and all the social media stuff. So yeah, I'm just waiting on the email.
So guys, catch us on D Live. By the way, that's where we are mainly. Most of us are on D Live. Metro's doing Mixer and D Live. Blue should get in. Blue should get into streaming. You know.
Not gonna happen. I don't think I have the mouth for it.
Blue is too much of a female to do that. Sorry.
No, what?
Yeah, that's what you Blue.
That isn't true at all.
He's like, I'm not a female.
He goes to the salon, man. He's like Metro.
He gets his lipstick out. I don't know what they're talking about. Just gets his lips ready.
Oh Jesus, we're really going here.
Yeah.
No, Jesus.
Here's the thing. I don't have the time to stream, so.
What? It is quarantine
Did I
hours,
just hear
boy.
that stupid shit come out of your mouth, sir? Did I just hear the dumbest shit come out of your mouth just now, Blue? My God.
Make sure
What do
to
you
check
mean?
out, guys. Make sure to check out
You
the
know
Game
what I
Talk server on Discord. Also, check out the RT server if you guys haven't already. That's where we're mostly are at the moment. Metro is a one and done person. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna come after your life, Rev.
Oh, geez. Okay, Karen.
I'm gonna cancel you and report
he
you to the
does-
police.
He does
Called-
resemble Karen quite a bit. I mean,
Oh
He's gonna-
shit! Real quick.
oh,
He's gonna activate. He's gonna like clap his
so,
hands, call Karens assemble.
No, we're joking about Karen right now. But did any of you guys see Karen strikes again on Twitter? It's
Oh,
still going
God.
on right now. So what's her name again? I gotta look it up since we're already still here.
So,
think I,
so with the
retweeted
with the Valorant launching on June 12th, they are adding new servers to Atlanta, Dallas, London, Madrid, and Warsaw to reduce the latency. They also wrote in a blog post. They have soared up to a 2 million people playing it since its inception on all platforms, and
Only PC.
it's only on PC. The
well, 2 million people. 2 million people is still a lot of people for a closed beta.
executive producer Anna Dunlin and Joe Ziegler. They were on the Summer Festival of Gaming with Jeff Keighley, and they went into depth. From what the article says, they went into depth about the game and the association behavior and its controversy anti-cheat system. So you guys are going to have to go watch that to go hear their announcements and everything about that. But this article basically gives you a detail on what they're doing. They're going to start off fresh with new modes, new agents, and new maps. It's also planning new servers, like I just said. So, yeah, that's what's going on June 2nd with the game. Pretty excited for that. Hopefully some TDM maybe coming to this game. That would be nice.
I don't know how you'd get CDN to work in this game. That's the thing.
I mean, if
Counter-Strike can do it, I think they could.
Make it optional. I don't want it to be in a playlist with the main mode.
They'll probably have it separated.
Yeah, 'cause I
have it separated.
I don't like playing TDM stuff.
It's like have your classic, kind of like how Overwatch does things. Like you have your regular, and then you have your extras.
TDM really helps you out with your engagement training. No, that's what I like about it. That's the only reason why I used it in Counter-Strike was because in Counter-Strike it fucking upped my game a lot.
Don's message was restricted. Oof.
I mean, no, it shouldn't have been. Oh, it retracted. He must have deleted his stuff.
Oh, okay.
He must have had the chat logs.
But so earlier it was trending. Was it Karen Strikes Again? Apparently, Amy Cooper was falsely claiming that a black man had hit her and touched her, and she was going to call the cops. So she called the cops. She called the cops, right? And as she's telling the dude, "I'm going to tell them that you touched me and you did this, and I told you to back off, and you refused, and blah, blah, blah." She's choking her dog that she just adopted from a rescue center to the point where the rescue center said, "We'd request that we want our dog back because you obviously are on camera, like, choking this dog."
So in the article, they do recognize that the anti-cheat system is kind of a problem. They're working on updating that to where it won't run at all times. So it doesn't take out programs.
You know, as much as I hate Denuvo in the current state of Doom,
They're removing it.
They're removing it.
They're removing it. They're removing it. But at least in its current state right now that the game is in, it only boots up. It even tells you, "Hey, we're booting," and it makes you click a box. And the last time I booted up Doom, it was like, "Hey, we're booting up Denuvo. Just want to let you know," and then it just turns itself off after you get out of the game. They should have just did that with Valorant. That's my big issue with Valorant loading up when my machine loaded up, because my RGB hated Vanguard. It would always boot up before my RGB, and that's the thing, right? If my RGB doesn't boot up after the computer boots up, it stays in a permanent state of boot colors, which would be just orange and green.
So let me get this understanding. You look at your RGB at all the time? Let me get that understanding.
I look at it for a decent amount when I'm.
So do not underestimate this man's autism, right?
Oh Jesus!
I can stare and flip over a.
So let me get this straight. Do you take your PC into another room and turn it on just exclusively so you can see those colors going on in your room?
I don't need to take it to another room. There are lights on in this room, and it's still one of the brightest things in this fucking room.
Do not take this man's RGB away.
Yeah,
And that's one thing that pissed me off with that.
He's
with
a
that
Karen when
SG,
it comes to
was that
RGB lighting.
Well, no, here's my
RGB
thing.
lights
Is like I
matter.
don't. Here's my thing. Is every time I boot up, I don't want to have to go in this setting to turn it the fuck back on and then go back and select the exact fucking chroma of the color that I want it to be every time I boot up. I have a preset for a reason. When the second
RGB makes this guy a better gamer.
no, it doesn't. I just like it, dude. Like the second that Vanguard turns on, my RGB ignores all of its settings.
He says,
There are
"Forget
other-
the game. My RGB is more important."
I don't. No. My thing is like I don't mind like playing a game while it's fucked up, but it does like in the back of my mind bother me that like
It breaks the immersion.
I have this shit set up the way I like it, and for a program to just say go fuck all your shit, you're getting uninstalled. Like no, I have it the way I have it set up because I'm meticulous that way.
Oh Jesus!
Whenever I do a fresh install.
So let me get this understanding with your food too. Do you shovel the potatoes off to the side so it don't just touch anything else?
Wait, what?
I mean, I kind of do that.
What did you say?
So are you the same way when it comes to food? Do you just push things to the side so it doesn't touch certain
I
things?
honestly will probably make a big depending on what it is, I'll probably just mash it all together and eat it in one fucking go and not care.
That matters to me. So
like
I guess.
what, red beans and rice, and if there's like for some reason fucking corn on the side, I don't care. I'll throw that shit on top of each other.
I
I'll eat
don't.
it like
I don't
that.
want to. I don't want to cross contaminate with it. So.
Bitch, it is already cooked. What cross contamination? It's all going on the same fucking spot.
I want to mix I don't want to mix the flavors up.
hey,
Like
Experiment a little bit. Blue,
Pineapple
mix the flavors,
pizza
get the
is
flavors
fantastic. It's legendary. I said
No,
it.
it's not.
You
Pineapple
have the
pizza is
wrong opinion.
horrible.
I'm gonna burn you.
It's
It is-
horrible.
it's
Pineapple
It's
pizza.
delicious.
It was
I'm gonna
created.
stone you.
It's actually
That's
stated.
It is
fucking
delicious. What do you want about it?
It's
It's great.
It's
All
actually
right,
stated
Blue.
in the Bible that pineapple
With
pizza
some
was created
ranch,
by
with some
Satan.
ranch, it's
If you get the
delicious.
rope, Blue, if you get the rope, I'll bring the 2 planks of wood. We'll tie him to it like a cross, and we'll stone him. All right.
I'm sorry that I like pineapple pizza. It's great.
You're fucking
Pineapple
wrong.
pizza is fucking delicious.
Barbecue and sriracha pizza. Thank you.
This motherfucker.
This
Wait a minute,
dude.
hold up.
Hold up.
Barbecue and
I didn't sign up for
sriracha,
this.
motherfucker,
On top with
and yet you
sriracha
shit
on the
on-
crust on a
Yeah.
meat lover pizza.
Yeah, that's some fucking that's some.
I didn't
extra-
stop
you're
for
just
that.
being a little extra,
Hey,
that's all
hand
you're
this
doing.
guy, hand this guy the
Pizza
Nemesis
and some
bar
spice.
while he's there.
You get barbecued pizza and some spice. All right. Fuck all that Hawaiian bullshit.
Oh, it's
I will say-
delicious, dude, with
I
extra
will say
bacon
this,
on it.
I will,
Oh, dude.
I will do like the Hawaiian like bacon and ham, and I'll drizzle the fucking juices of pineapple, but the actual pineapple on it,
No, you go full in. No, you go full
I
in on that
cannot.
shit.
I cannot bite into a slice of pineapple when I'm trying to eat
Stop,
fucking
Well,
meat
it's
and
so
cheese.
gross.
With a little ranch on the side. Oh, dude, I'm there.
Trying to just the texture of a cooked pineapple just is so off. It just ugh.
I hate pineapple. I don't want none of that shit on
I
my
don't
pizza.
mind the flavor that
Like
it
if,
brings.
like I'm not
but
even
the-
joking. If someone offered me pizza and there was like a pineapple on there for even a second, I would not eat the pizza.
No, Blue. Here's my thing. If
Hey,
they
man, it's
told me-
cool.
if they
You can
told
go
me-
hungry while I eat the whole entire thing. It's good.
See,
That's
I'm
fine.
different. I'm different from Blue. If someone told me a
With a good
pineapple
beer,
or
I'm
an
good.
olive,
I'm there.
Or if someone told me like pineapples or olives or onions touched my pizza, and it was removed, I
And-
wouldn't care.
and-
And onions, I'm kind of 50.
But sriracha, though, sauce on top of that shit.
Scared of a little fucking spice, dude? I made my pizzas that way all the time when I worked in pizza.
But you can't have pineapple pizza.
Yeah, pineapple's gross.
When I worked in
Pineapple
pizza,
ain't
right?
gross. I've had pineapple upside down cake and shit like that. It's delicious, dude.
I hate
I don't mind pineapple itself. I don't mind it in cake. I don't mind it in my desserts. But on a fucking pizza, that's where I draw the line. I'm sorry,
want-
no.
I don't like
I
pineapple.
don't mind
It's
it
like-
as I don't mind it as its own fruit. I don't mind it as a dessert.
fucking barbecue and fucking sriracha.
When you're mixing all that shit together, like that makes no.
You're
no.
mixing all kinds of shit together yourself. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that makes shit that actually tastes good to me.
Okay, so pineapple and meat taste good to me.
It's okay to enjoy the wrong opinion.
Thank you.
I'm gonna fucking go bottom of my
Enjoy the wrong opinion. I like ham and
there's a
pineapple,
reason
dude.
why
It's great.
The right opinion exists. You guys are the wrong opinion. You're the opposite side of the spectrum.
And sriracha
Dude, you cover
and,
too many
sriracha and on pizza is a great opinion.
I am
Okay.
the fucking rainbow digital. Thank you for noticing. I'm
No,
glad someone finally recognized.
So sriracha.
hate-
Okay, so Blue, what's your favorite pizza, dude? If you had to have it, what's your favorite
Favorite pizza.
with toppings on it?
Do I have to have toppings? Because honestly, I just prefer plain cheese pizza.
Okay, you're a
Okay.
little boring for me. I can't hang out with you. I'm kidding.
Wow,
I mean, maybe
dude,
maybe. Well, let me fix
with
it
some
for you.
ranch
Like,
sauce and shit, dude, it's great.
maybe like spice it up, like add like peppers and bacon and all that stuff. But that's as far as I'll go usually.
So you like
I don't
so you like a meat lover's pizza, technically.
kind of.
He likes meat lovers, but he doesn't want like too much meat because I guess the saltiness of all the
I don't want
different-
too much
different-
meat because
different flavors overpowers him.
my problem with the too much meat thing is it ruins the,
The
taste
flavor's
of the pizza.
overpowered. That went out the door when I heard sriracha on a pizza.
No,
I
I'm
don't-
saying for him. I'm saying for him. Me,
For-
no. I like.
For me,
spice.
I hate the taste of like so much meat on a pizza because to me just because I like a pizza for the taste and when you have so much like I don't want toppings to overpower the actual pizza itself. If that makes sense.
Now here's my thing though. Like even though I'm technically not supposed to have spicy foods because my acid reflux goes in the full fucking swing, I'll still eat jalapenos. I'll still eat sriracha. Fuck, I'll have ghost peppers mixed in with my goddamn chili. I
Fine,
don't
you know
care.
what? You know what, Brim? I should just send you the Nemesis bar so he can just have a little bit of a taste
That
of
might
it
actually
to,
kill me.
to
I
drop
heard
him to
about
the
you.
ground.
No, I heard about you in your stream. That might actually kill me.
Well, I
My
went in.
acid-
I went
my
in with
acid is gonna
no.
go
I went
from-
in. Okay, let me be real. I went in with no training at all into it. Mistakes were
What do
made.
you think's gonna happen to me, dude?
Well, you're talking. You're
sriracha-
talking a big game about hot
sriracha-
sauce and ghost
sriracha
peppers. Yeah, I'll head you the
and-
bar. Have fun.
Sriracha is pussy shit compared to what you had. That shit will take my acid from like a singeing kind of pain to full on nuclear meltdown. I will die. My stomach will melt through my asshole. All right, now I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I feel so left. I feel
There
so
are
left.
some things I won't touch, and
I
that
feel
Nemesis bar can go fuck itself.
I feel so weird because I just got called boring by Metro.
I still love you, Blue. No. Like I said, pineapple juice to add the flavor of a pineapple.
Oh, that
on my
sounds so
pizza.
gross to me.
No, you got to go all the way
Put
in,
it on there,
Mr.
and then you cook
Sriracha
it,
over here.
Let the pineapple flavoring, like flavors of the juice, dry into your pizza, like merge with the other flavors. That's fine with me.
Man,
but,
I
like, the
gotta see you.
actual
I gotta
texture of
see
a
you eat
pineapple,
the. I gotta see you eat the Nemesis bar now. Now, I gotta see this, Mister.
you
I
paying
eat
for
ghost
my-
pep.
Are you paying for my hospital bill? Are you taking me to the ER? Are you gonna cradle me as I walk through?
You
that
think you're gonna go to the
sliding
hospital,
door?
dude? I ate a little bit of that and I didn't die as bad as
I
you
don't
think.
you understand how bad my
And I
acid
ate it twice
reflux is,
over
dude.
the next 2 days after the fact, bro. It's not that
I could
bad.
I could probably taste a pepper in my acid.
Here, I'll put
reflux
$5 on
murder
the
me,
line
dude.
that Brim can eat like the whole entire thing and be fine.
Well, you know,
I don't know if I'll be fine because like I haven't had anything substantially spicy in a long time. But I do eat like when I go eat Asian food and stuff, I do ask for like the highest they'll go for spice sometimes. So like Chinese red peppers, bonnets, there's some of the spiciest you could get in your Chinese food. So like
Yeah.
I do ask for that stuff. And if I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, like I'll ask for like the hottest hot sauce on my wings, like no joke. Because I do enjoy that kind of heat. I do enjoy that kind of spice in my food.
Well, here's the
But
thing
as far
with
as like 2.4 or 2.5 million Scovilles, I mean,
it's more than
I'm
that.
willing to try it.
It's
I'm
more.
willing to
It's
try
more
it.
than that. It's actually on the Scoville level of 6 million. So it's close to Mad Dog Plutonium number 9 in the ballpark of that. So
yeah, no, fuck all that.
so I'll put it this way to you: trying it the second time around, right, or the third time around, right, when I had the other, because you got to build your tolerance up to the damn motherfucker. So when I did it the third time around, it wasn't. I didn't really feel any effects. It's just your system's got to work itself up to it. Like if you're not used to eating hot stuff for a while, it's kind of culture shock to your body. And I will tell you, I didn't die. It was the first time when I tried it, I had indigestion and whatnot. It wasn't that big of a deal. But
No,
if you're
I-
eating ghost peppers, then Jesus, dude, it's got like 20 ghost
I
peppers in
mean-
it, crushed with extracts and shit like that in it.
well, we didn't put 20 ghost peppers in our fucking sloppy Joe mix. We probably like did a combination of like maybe like 2 ghosts and maybe like a reaper mixed in. We didn't do like 20 of them bitches.
It's funny. It's funny you should say that because when I had that shit, like I didn't taste any of that.
Probably because we put too much meat because I didn't taste it for like the longest time.
'Cause
Okay.
I had,
And
like,
then-
I had 2
So,
sandwiches, bro, and I didn't
on-
taste a goddamn
on that
thing, so
note,
I was like,
we are out, guys. Thank you guys for stopping in and watching with us. We are hitting the hour and 20-minute mark. Thank you guys for stopping in. Love each and every one of you that support the show. We will see you on the next one. We're going to go hit up the D live stream, play more Valorant. I'm kind of now hyped up to play Valorant. Some
Don't
more.
listen to him. They're gonna go and rub lightsabers together.
I'm sorry you're one and done.
Ugh.
And don't play Valorant with us.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go play Fallen Order and draw.
Or you're gonna play a unsuperior game to Valorant. I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
play a Souls-like game. Thank you very much. Even though I hate Souls-like games.
Okay, on that note, we are out. Thank you guys for stopping in with us.